it started glitching out. So it's fine.
This is 30. Costco, it has it on sale right now.
Costco. Dude, like
Costco for everything.
Isn't
The
it weird?
thing about Costco is you need a Costco card.
Or friends with a Costco card. Just you gotta con your friends with Costco cards, man.
Be like,
Or
hey, I'll
tradesies.
Venmo you. That's actually not a bad idea.
Brooke, with you and your roommate, that's $30 a year.
Oh yeah, roommate teamwork is the shit, dude. I'll say that. Like roommate, couple, like whatever living situation you got.
So, man, like, okay, do you guys want to talk about the lies? You guys want to talk about the things that we found out were lies when we turned like 30 or as we got older?
I mean, there's so many. Like, which one? Like,
well, the first lie, we're gonna be young forever. Lies, because nothing's gonna hurt. Lies, because everything hurts now.
I've heard people say everything hurts.
yeah, me too. I feel like I knew that was coming. I feel like, okay, one of the lies I want to talk about first is the people talking about how high school is like the best years of your life. And I remember even in high school when I was having like a decent time, still being like, that's so depressing. Like, nah, like this can't be the best. Like, it's got to get better than this. Like, this is
I'm still waiting for it, but yeah.
like, right, but like it just, I mean, there were some perks to high school, but at the same time, I remember still feeling very trapped in high school and being like, no, this can't be it. It's got to get better. Like, this is so depressing that like that's it. And like teenager and you're done, like all downhill from there.
Yeah, I remember like Mr. King was like, yo, Eric, you're having a good time in high school, but wait till you go to college. I was like, but high school's so fun. These are my friends forever. Also, another lie. You're never friends forever. Okay, if there's one thing that you will take away from listening to a bunch of 30-year-olds talk about life is that friendships is kind of like, I don't want to go back and reference what Chad Michael Murray said in One Tree Hill, where One Tree Hill also is another, are we millennials?
Yeah, we're millennials.
Yeah, it's another one of these older millennial shows about 30-year-olds playing 19-year-olds in high school. Anyways, it's you want to go on YouTube, look up One Tree Hill huddle formation. That in that scene, Sean Michael Murray has a quote where he talks about like memories are like don't laugh at me.
You know the scene, Eric. Come on.
Eric, you know the minute, second that they need to watch.
That's like me in the office. So go ahead.
It is
okay,
where
the office is different.
Well, okay. Sidebar: One Tree Hill and the OC had some of the best music growing up.
The OC had great music.
Yeah, the soundtracks were good.
It's like
I've never seen one episode of the OC either, but I know it had good music.
If you're gonna be friends with us, you will. It's great for what it is. Now looking back on it's cringe, obviously, but it made for some good memories. But in the scene, yeah, Sean Michael Murray talks about how like life is filled with memories on like a fleeting highway, and hopefully sometimes you get to slow down and see it, you know. Our lights, like, I'm definitely bushing up the quote. I will put it in here.
It was super cute, but they did have a lot of good quotes. I will give it that, like from both of them. But like, that's the funny one. I love that you're like diehard fan on both like the OC and One Tree Hill, because I remember having all the feels in the time, and then like all the cringe later.
Yeah.
Well, those shows started with us, right? Like One Tree Hill and the OC both premiered.
Yeah, I think we were all in high school for those.
Which is why like our class was super influenced by what those 30-year-olds were doing in high school.
Huh.
Right?
That was like every
I was watching those shows, and I was like watching That's So Raven.
I was gonna say every like high school show back in the day was like way older, playing way younger, and like
all of them.
Yeah, looking back on it, we're all such like little kids, and then like these like full-grown adults were like playing this stuff.
So Eric, is that where the polo?
Oh fuck, man!
And the puka shells, is that where that came from? Because I only watched One Tree Hill one time That's when I went over to your house and you were watching it, and I said, "Let's watch something else." You said, "No, we're watching."
Yeah, a new episode was out, right? It was like One Tree Hill and Supernatural, the two shows I watched on the
Oh,
WB before it became the CW.
Oh, I
Um,
forgot about that.
Yeah, WB.
yeah, that used to be around before. I think it turned to the CW like college years.
Yeah, hard to say.
But I remember being in high school and watching these shows, right? I'm like, there's no way high school is like this. This is all fake. But now being a 30-year-old and looking back at it, I was like, yeah, it was kind of like that. It was super cringe. We're all like, we didn't know what the world was, so we did all these weird things that we thought were like romantic or cool and cheesy. Like they're all cheesy, but it was, yeah. If you want to know how kids acted back during the early 2000s, watch those shows.
Watch Pen 15.
Yes. Honestly,
Oh.
Brooke, I swear that was made by one of our girlfriends. Like that
Right?
show was like
If you want what the non-cool kids were like, the non-hot, cool, rich, white kids like the OC and One Tree Hill, fucking Pen 15, man. Talk about fucking cringe. And
Nerds,
they
though.
literally are 30-year-olds playing.
Yeah.
they're so great. Like
They're
so
so great.
they're so good. Like, and it's so
I fucking love that show.
There is definitely a lot of moments in Pen 15 where I'm like, I understand Maya, because not just because she's Asian, but we also had that weird kind of growing up phase
Yeah.
when back when the world was new to us. Now we have too much knowledge. We know too much. We know way too much.
I mean, but even then, like, we were in junior high when like 9/11 happened and stuff, and like, I mean, I feel like there was like definitely it was a balance of like, yeah,
Shift in innocence there.
yeah,
Mhm.
like we had that like exposure to the world, but we also were like not so, it was before the smartphone era. It was like when not everything was in our pocket.
Mhm.
Yeah, like it's really interesting to like see that difference and that shift. And like, I mean, to be fair, like teens and preteens these days are way cuter and way more like trendy than we ever were. Like, I definitely remember
I
being like,
disagree.
I think they're so cute. Like, honestly, like I did not have anywhere near the fashion sense. Like, if I hadn't met our girlfriends when I did,
Different.
but yeah, it was different. But like,
Well,
I don't know.
kids nowadays, they have TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. We used to have Xanga.
Hell yeah.
We had Xanga. And the
And
only
MySpace.
and like, but also I think, dude, MySpace was fucking perfect. If you want,
MySpace was awesome.
if you wanted to understand how much angst a person had, listen to their MySpace playlist.
I do. Oh my god, the
I wish
playlist.
Facebook had playlists. I wish Facebook did. Oh my gosh.
Back
I remember when Facebook started to become a thing in college,
Yeah.
and I was like, people aren't going to use that. We have MySpace.
It
And
seemed like a fad.
yeah.
dude, legit, everybody who decked out their MySpace were mini coders,
Right?
right? You had to learn JavaScript in order to change your
Oh.
MySpace,
Yeah. You had to like figure out who knew it to like copy it. And
Yeah, you'd be like, all right,
yeah.
where you got to go into like, was it it's not the safe mode, right? It's like the debug mode where you have to like
Mhm.
punch in the code and it will make your background all like red or pink or shoot fucking
Brooke,
stars
you
at
did
you.
this too. You're looking confused, but you did it too. It sounds more complicated than what we thought of it as the time. Like we didn't realize
Got it.
what we were doing. I'm
Okay.
telling you. Like, yeah, it was like the way we personalized it.
Mhm.
It was
Right.
coding. We just didn't
Yeah.
know we were coding because we were getting it off of yeah, I know, right?
They tricked us. They tricked us into learning how to code.
Right? We had no idea.
Didn't tell you how to code now.
No, me neither. But we did it, girl.
We did do it, yeah. It's like,
Man,
yeah,
millennials.
yeah, kids nowadays are so spoiled with their freaking templates or with
Non-dial-up internet.
non-dial-up internet. Dial-up
Right.
internet was a thing. freaking man, YouTube videos, you would have to like wait days for it to load, or you have to go to your friend's house who had DSL before cable internet was a thing.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so DSL, I will never stop thinking of this, which is so random. So I don't know, Brooke might know this story. Some girl, when we were like teens or preteens, comes up to Bea and is like, "You got DSL, girl?" And she's like, "I don't even know what that means." She's like, "I don't even have internet." And and the girl's like, "No, dick sucking lips." And then like, and Bea and all of our girlfriends were super innocent at the time, so I think Bea was immediately offended, but also like flattered because we wanted to be cool and sexy, but we also didn't know anything about being cool and sexy.
Wow.
And every time I hear DSL, that's what I think of is Bea's story about like.
That's hilarious. I don't think I've heard that. And if I
No.
did, it was a million years ago.
It was a million years ago, but I remember Bea's like, I specifically remember her face because she was so facially expressive and just like the way and she had those like thick lips and she was just like so flattered and so offended at the same time.